Mercury is officially in Gatorade. Mercury. Mercury is moonwalking. In Leo. Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Leo, and watch this video to figure out what that means for you. All right. So, we have Mercury in Leo. It is going to be retrograding starting July 18th all the way through until August 11th. So, the internet is always going to freak out and tell you that this is like a horrible time of year, but it really, really is a time to slow down and reflect on an internal level. When any of the planets go retrograde, which they appear to be moving backwards from the Earth's perspective. That's what that means. This is a time when the energy of whatever that planet rules, that's when you are going to really hyper focus on that and figure out how to slow down and how you've been working with that energy and how you can improve in the area of that of your life concerning that energy. So for example, Mercury. Mercury rules communication, it rules social connection, not like Venus, not necessarily like bonding, but more so just how we talk to each other, how we interact with each other. So right now that would be like social media and pop culture and all that. That is what is ruled by Mercury. We also have, short-term travel or local travel. So this can affect your transportation systems like even planes, the train systems, metro systems, as well as cars, vehicles, bikes. All these things could be affected by Mercury going retrograde. Mercury also rules your mind. So, how you communicate, how you think, the style of learning, how you teach others, or what interests you as far as short term learning. All of these things are ruled by Mercury. Think third house energy here. So, what does that mean when it goes retrograde? All of these things may be affected. Yes, your ex might text you, but they might not. So even the person that doesn't believe in astrology will 9 times out of 10 pay attention to these transits, second to like any moon or lunar transits. So what does this mean for us? Well, Leo is a sign of just your heart. It's the sign of being bold, being courageous, really just giving it your all. So our egos are actually going to be very inflated during this time. And you have to make sure that you're paying attention to whether you're speaking from your actual heart or your ego. This is a time to really pay attention to what you've been giving your energy to or how you've been showing up with others. So have you been playing your role, or have you, really just been the peacemaker, or are you actually just going against the grain no matter what that means? Are you actually staying true to your heart and your desires? That's really going to be big during this time, as well as giving your inner child some love, letting him or her or them out to play and to have fun. So it's like, of course, as always, you want to check where Leo is in your chart, and that area is going to give you more information. But it's like, even within your everyday life, how can you incorporate more play? How can you be bolder? How can you say no if you really mean no, or say yes if you really mean yes? If you are in the creative space, now more than ever is your time to shine. So whether you're an artist, whether you're a content creator, whether you are a brand curator, an event planner, all of these things, anything dealing with the entertainment industry, even down to sports, you are really in the position to take advantage of this energy, because now is going to be this idea of all these side projects or projects that you thought were on the back burner. You should actually revisit those and figure out if you truly want to act on those. Like if you put it to the back burner based on your logic, thinking, oh, now's not the time to do that, or this is not really supported in my industry. No, revisit that, look at that. And if it's lighting you up from the inside out, it's a go. You need to do it. You need to act on it now. So for the next 3 weeks, it is highly recommended that you do a lot of internal processing and figure out, where is your heart, and this is about brain and heart coherence. So is your heart aligned with your thinking and the way you've been moving and the way you've been communicating? That is going to play a big role for the next 3 weeks. Again, this is all inner work that we're doing. Yes, No, I'm not gonna lie. Don't ignore the warnings of, transportation issues or checking that email twice or thrice. Be sure to, I'm a locational astrologer, so I'm always going to preach. Be sure to check your travel itineraries, check those booking dates. If you thought you were leaving on the 25th and it's actually the 26th, that may be a problem, or vice versa. So be sure to check those details twice, thrice, whatever you need to do, to make sure that you are in the right place at the right time. Also, protect your energy. A lot of people don't talk about this, but Mercury he's a tricky guy. He's known as the trickster. So what does that mean? A lot of times things aren't always going to seem as they are. Like, everything is not what it seems. Meaning, double, triple, quadruple check people's intention, and if they have your best interest at heart. And also vice versa. Make sure that you're going into something, you're going into a contract or working with someone because it's really of pure intention, not just to get something out of it. Because again, Leo, we're leading from the heart. Yes, make those bold moves. Yes, be courageous, but do it with a true intention, a pure intention, not just like ulterior motives. I also just want to add that with Mercury being in Leo and going retrograde, while we have Uranus in Gemini and all the other planets doing the big ones, we have Saturn retrograde, we have Pluto in retrograde, we have a lot going on in the stars, as I'm always saying. But I will not be surprised to, number one, see big moves either in the stock market, whether that's up or down, just because again, it's bold. It's Mercury rules our psyche, and with trading in the markets, it's humans doing it. We have, yes, there's speculation that the algorithms have a lot of influence on that, but it's still, the human psyche is affected by this transit. So people's thinking may be a little different during this time, and the statistics or the data show that there have been massive moves during these times. So keep that in mind. But also, I just wouldn't be surprised to see just outrageous headlines these days. I mean, again, for the next 3 weeks, because everybody is kind of thinking in a different way. I'm not going to say thinking backwards. That's what popped in my head. I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say sometimes we'll see really odd things happen. And just with Mercury being in such a bold sign, a fiery sign, and then of course we are creeping up on Leo season as well. So I will not be surprised if we see major headlines, world news, or just the stock market does a big bang. Even, there's speculation as far as the housing markets in a lot of countries. Specifically, I'm in the US, so I'm referring to the US. So I just would not be surprised how this transit would affect all of these different areas of life. So keep that in mind. Since it is traditionally, like if we're going based on the zodiac wheel, it would be in the 5th house. So I also wouldn't be surprised if we see more celebrity scandals or just scandals within the entertainment or the like sports industry. I would not be surprised by that. So keep that in mind and do with that information as you will. Now, I'm sure you want the astrological breakdown for each sign. I won't go over it in this video, but be sure to check out my blog. I'll put it in the description below. I broke down how this affects each sign. I recommend checking your rising sign, but you can always check your sun, moon, or rising sign.